Welcome to Desk Geek. So there was a user who was commenting on some headphones that I had, some Audio-Technica ATH 900Xs. I think they go about 160 bucks, and they were asking if they were good for gaming, and I said they're great for gaming, but they cost a lot of money. And when that individual was looking at the cost and they went and talked to their dad said, "No way am I paying that for a headset." So I thought this would be a fantastic time to review some lower end, cost wise headphones that give you some good premium quality for them. And I looked no further than these here, the HyperX Cloud Core series. So there's a bit of a difference. There's a couple series here by Kingston, differences in what they offer, but the Core series is kind of their cheaper series of headphones, and it's cheaper in some of the things that they include or don't include, but for the most part you're getting that same experience that you would get from some of their higher end lines, their non-core lines, within the same range. So what's the range we're talking about? About $60 to $70, depending if you find them on sale, and that's really cheap for a pair of headphones. The only other ones that are really within that category that I've tested out and tried would be the Logitechs and also the Sades line. So Sades, S-A-D-E-S, has a line of headphones, really inexpensive. You'll see them on Amazon a lot, and they run within this price range as well. And I've actually owned the Sades for a while. They're 7.1 surround sound, and they were good headphones. But when it came to mic quality and things, they started to fail down. You guys know how I felt about the Razer headphones that I did a review on. Not a big fan at all. But it's hard to compare, because if you compare these to the Audio-Technica Airs, for instance, you're going to get a completely different sound profile out of them, and rightfully so. You're in a completely different range, price range. But if you're looking for something to work on your PS4, your Xbox, and your PC universally, and has a microphone, this is really not a bad sale at all. So what do I like about these headphones? Well, first of all, you're going to notice the build quality, and you'll see some footage here showing you these headphones and multiple angles and things. But you've got this nice metallic, hefty feel here. You know, this aluminum metal instead of plastic. You've got the nice leatherette hand band here, and you've got really good cushion support underneath with a foam like material there that's within the leather. Everything feels metal. There's a metallic feel instead of that plastic. You've got a nice braided fabric cord here. Now the cord is ridiculously short, and that makes sense because the first cord, the default cord, would plug directly into an Xbox or PS4, and you wouldn't want a super long cord dangling everywhere when you have that controller in your hand, because that's where it plugs in. And you're going to need this, though. That's the big issue, and we'll get into that in a second. But it also comes with an extension cord for the PC players out there that has two of the 3.5s, one for your mic and one for the headphones themselves. So that extension allows me right now to have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cord, and you can see the extension plugged in there, so that I can have some extra room for my PC playing, which makes a ton of sense. So I think that was a fantastic design there. But what you'll notice is missing on this cord here. What do you notice is missing? There are no controls. There are no controls at all. And that's why you would have to buy something like this for your Xbox controller, which will allow you to have that mute button. For PC, you're going to have to mute exclusively through the system itself, so you're going to have to mute within Windows or within Linux or whatnot, or within the game, and use its controls there, which is not as big of a deal, I guess, on PC, but it does suck. And that's part of the core profile of what they left out. They left out that interface that allows you to control your volume and mute and things like that as part of the core. That gets the price down for them, and how they offer you these nice headphones that sound very good with that. So how do they sound? Well, I've tested them both on PC gaming as well as gaming on the Xbox One, and I can tell you they're fantastic. They have a very solid sound profile. I would say the range is more in the highs, and the low, so you get that real booming bass when something explodes. You can hear people talking in the dialogue. It's very sharp. The really core things. The mids is where it's missing some of its presence in its sound profile, so you're not getting that complete sound you'd get from, say, a $160 pair. But for $60, $70, you're getting an incredible sound for the cost here. So you have to keep that price in mind. And you have noise canceling effects on these as well. So if you have kids and everybody else screaming in the background, it muffles that. And it's not that noise canceling like Bose where everything's gone, but it muffles the sound on the exterior. So again, if somebody was screaming and you needed to pay attention, you could hear them. But if your kids are just running around or whatnot, or there's just some noise in the background, it will help block that out. And I think it does a really good job for that. So then there's the mic quality, which you're hearing right now. So I'm not recording on my big mic setup because I wanted you to hear this mic so that you would know if you wanted to Twitch or stream or do YouTube videos with this headset, what it would sound like. And in doing some of my tests, it's not bad at all. It sounds pretty good. It's not a fantastic mic, but it's certainly enough if you're just getting started or getting into doing some streaming and those type of things, or even some YouTube videos, that you could get away with the mic quality. I did find there's some volume issues, so I have to pull the mic completely up on the volume or take the mic and put it really close to my face. But here's the other cool thing, and I don't know how this is going to work. Maybe the rest of the sound will go out, but you can mute another way. If you don't want to talk at that moment, you can just pull the mic out. Alright, so hopefully, oh, we do. We have sound again. So I wanted to show you could just pull the mic out. That would be a quick way to mute because it's just a 3.5 millimeter adapter that plugs in. So that would be another way to quickly mute if somebody came in and you didn't want others to hear what you're saying, is just to pull the mic out and then you could plug it back in. As you got more used to these, you could probably do it without looking, but for me, I had to look. So in any case, I'm very impressed with these headphones. They really give you an impressive sound for the price that you're paying for. One of the best sounding headphones, 3D surround. I could hear people sneaking up on me in Overwatch and in Battlefield. The booming explosions that I wanted to feel, it was there, it was colorful. All the sound profiles of the footsteps and things that I wanted to hear were there. Now, again, you compare them to some higher end headphones, sure, you're going to get some more clarity and things in there that these don't. You may get a little bit of muffled because of those mids missing out some, but for the most part, I was very, very impressed. I will keep these. I will keep gaming with these, especially for console gaming, because they're fantastic. Also on PC, they're plenty good enough for that, but obviously I have some higher end ones that I would default for that. But I think they're a very, very great entry point for anybody wanting to get into headphones, have a good sound quality, have a good experience within their game, keep the sound profile low within their homes so they get the headphones on and you're not annoying everybody around you. I'm very impressed with these. Even though I know this is a way that they cut out costs, I still am hung up on the fact that they didn't include just a mute button. If they would just have had the control panel, these would have been a 5 out of 5 all day long. Because between the price and the quality of the sound and everything you're getting, and even the build, they just had everything but that mute button there. That's just one thing that you kind of have to have in games, and when you're in a console you have to get this anyway with the Xbox, so that's just another $29 dongle Microsoft gets you on. So I wanted to show you here the price that you can get these headphones for, as well as the reviews. So you can get them for $69.99. You can see 34 customer reviews at 4.5 stars, and that's exactly where I'd put them. For the price point, they're 4.5 all day. 5 if they would just put a mute button on there. I don't need the volume controls and everything else. Just mute. Just mute's all I really want. And as far as comfort goes for wearing them for a long time, I'm not a huge fan of leather. I like the cloth personally. I find that a lot of leather headphones tend to sweat a lot and they get uncomfortable after a couple hours. But I can tell you I've gamed in these for up to about 3 hours without having any discomfort or feeling pain or anything else. I have read in the reviews that people with big heads, they don't stretch a whole lot. So if you have an exceptionally big head, like Summit, if anybody watches him on Twitch, it's a joke. Anyways, then you would not want to necessarily purchase these, or maybe you'd want to try them first to make sure they'll fit your head. But I would say mine's somewhere in between medium sized, and it fits very well. I've got a hat on. It doesn't push down on the tab in the middle of the hat and hurt my head. They're very, very comfortable headphones. So I really feel like they've thought of everything that you would need. And here's some information on the lines, because for about $15 to $20 you can start upgrading from the Core to the HyperX Cloud to the HyperX Cloud 2, and you can see these specs across the board. So if you have a little more money to spend, great. But for that individual whose dad wouldn't let him spend some extra money, I wanted to find you a really good solid headphone set for gaming that you could utilize, that was very cheap. It's the cost of a single video game, and have a good experience, and I think this one might be it. Otherwise, check out the Sadies. I would stay away from the low-end Razers because I just haven't had good luck with them, and I don't find them built particularly well. Lots of plastic and all that stuff. But Sadies has a line that I think sounds pretty good. But these are the best. I think these are far better than even the Sadies line, and you're going to get a lot of use out of them. And based on the build quality, I think they're going to last for you. So I hope that helps for the gamers looking for a cheap headset to get into gaming. Leave your comments below. Let me know if there's another headset that I should be checking out that's lower cost in that $60 to $70 range and even offers a superior experience, or if you have these and absolutely love them. Until next time, get out there and fill your brains.
Don't get subscribed. Thumbs up like the video.